school girls hired to work the counter at places like Starbucks, Taco Bell, and McDonald's. All they want is to earn some spending money, but some are paying a high price for that privilege. Chief investigative correspondent Brian Ross exposes a brewing sex scandal.
There's a grande skim latte.
Beyond its steamed milk and strong coffee, Starbucks presents itself as a trusted corporate citizen.
It's not the bricks and mortar that makes Starbucks. It's the human relations of our people and the experience.
Starbucks founder and CEO Howard Schultz has repeatedly described the multi-billion-dollar company as a place that puts great value in the environment, its customers, and its employees, the barista.
Got a tall with room Americano.
How are you doing today?
We do attract fantastic people who do so much in the community, who care about their customers. And it's not about a corporation, it's about the individual.
That family feeling is one of the reasons Katie Moore says she applied to work at Starbucks when she turned 16.
Starbucks had always portrayed this very good and positive image. I thought it would be a great experience. I mean, I was an AP student, making really good grades. You know, there are a lot of teenagers who work there, and it seems like the perfect place for a first-time job.
But within months, Katie says, her job as a barista at this Starbucks in an Orange County, California shopping center turned into something quite different.
So you said you drank, smoked pot, and had sex. Is that correct?
Yes.
Katie Moore is now suing Starbucks, alleging a 24-year-old supervisor essentially made her his sex toy in a court case that has turned ugly, as she claims Starbucks did little to protect her from him, and they claim it's her own fault.
I felt like I didn't have a choice. Before anything happened, he laid down the ground rules.
Which were?
No one's to find out. This is not a relationship. You know, I don't care about you. You don't have any feelings for me. This is strictly sexual. If anybody finds out, you know, you're supposed to deny it, I'm gonna deny it.
Katie says the supervisor sent her hundreds of text messages like this one, summoning her for sex.
It was an everyday, numerous times a day occurrence. And I just saw it and did what I had to do.
So if he texted you, he wanted sex?
I would leave school and, you know, drop essentially what I was doing most of the time.
Go have sex with him?
Yeah.
Often, Katie says, the sexual acts took place in his car, parked in the lot in front of Starbucks.
Right there?
Yeah, right there. We would go to parties and he would give me marijuana and alcohol, and
You were 16.
I was 16.
Couldn't you say no? I don't want to have that kind of relationship?
I didn't feel like I could. You know, people at Starbucks knew about it. His best friend was the assistant manager, and he knew about it. I actually cried to him one night about it.
What'd you say?
I told him everything that was going on. I told him that I was scared, that I didn't know what to do.
What happened to Katie Moore as a high school student is not all that uncommon in the workplace. 1 in 3 teens reported sexual advances from adult supervisors in a recent study.
They're vulnerable. They're young. They're new to the workforce.
Susan Strauss, who works as a consultant on corporate sexual harassment policies, says the problem is especially prevalent in fast food places, where so many teenagers have their first jobs.
You've got teenagers and their hormones are all amok. You've got kids that really, whether they're 18, 19, or 20, as a manager, for example, compared to a 16 or 17-year-old girl, they're still new to the world of work. This is all new to them.
And it's not just Starbucks. A 16-year-old teen in Sacramento, California, is suing McDonald's for what she says happened when her 23-year-old shift supervisor grabbed her around the waist in a back storage room.
And he said, "It's okay, don't be scared, you can trust me." I thought his plan was to rape me.
After Casey Ramirez's mother complained, McDonald's fired the man a few days later. But Casey says other employees told her they were not surprised at what happened to her.
Well, that's how he is. That's how he is. Don't take it personal. Don't. He does that with every girl.
In another case in Memphis, at this Taco Bell restaurant, The manager pleaded guilty to raping 2 of his 16-year-old high school workers. One of them became pregnant.
The first victim works for him about 2 months before she was raped. The other young lady, he attacked her on the first day that she was working for him.
In a consent decree with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, Taco Bell, while denying any wrongdoing, agreed to pay several $100,000 to the teens and to begin a training program for its managers about dealing with high school employees.
I mean, they make enormous profits based on the work of high school kids, and that's fine. That can be a great working relationship in many cases, but employers that choose to use high school kids to work have a responsibility to protect these young people.
In the case of Katie Moore at Starbucks in Orange County, California, she and her parents say Starbucks failed to meet that responsibility.
I can't imagine that this would have happened, at Starbucks.
Katie's mother, Joanna Moore, says when her daughter finally admitted what was going on, she went to Starbucks to demand action. Katie was transferred to another location, but nothing happened to the supervisor, Tim Horton, who had denied to Starbucks what Katie's mom claimed. Starbucks believed him.
After the time that Katie was transferred to the second store, did you receive any counseling from anyone at Starbucks?
No.
Okay. Did you receive any kind of discipline from Starbucks?
No.
A few months later, Katie's mom discovered Horton's relationship with her daughter was continuing.
I intercepted some text messages to my daughter's phone that were absolutely heartbreaking to me as a parent. Any parent would have been if they had seen those text messages.
And that's when Katie's mother decided she had to take action against Horton and against Starbucks, the company that says it cares so much about what happens to its young employees.
I wish my daughter had been able to be stronger and stand up to that and say no, but because she didn't, does not give him a pass. It doesn't make it excusable. And it doesn't give Starbucks a pass because I told them my suspicions.